Hello everyone, today's September 23rd, 2024. This is Andrew Byrne. Another beautiful fall afternoon in the Midwest. It's about noon here. Yesterday we talked about alien races, the top ones, and I want to get back into that just a little bit with our secret space program, the SSP, that Trump supposedly started. He really didn't start it. It's been up and running since the 40s and 50s. Every country has intergalactic travel throughout the cosmos. Japan's probably the most high-tech secret space program. They're far beyond anyone else. Right behind them, close behind, is Germany. Germany's, in some aspects, even they're more prominent in space than Japan, but Japan has far more technology due to the elders. The Dragon Elders has given them vast amounts of technology, and they're the children of the white reptilians. The main base of the white lizards, the albino lizards, which Lucifer is an albino lizard. He's about 6'5", 6'7", about 280, 250 pounds. They have a galactic federation, like I said, ran by Lucifer, Lord Ashtar, and their main Earth base is under the Libyan desert, the Moab desert, or the Gobi desert. And underneath that desert, about a mile, there's a huge underground city in a cavern, and that's where the Galactic Federation sets its home base at. That's where you'll find all the white lizards, the albinos, Lucifer's top soldiers. They're the actual lizards that fell with him, the 1/3 angels that fell in the rebellion of heaven. They were all cursed to look like reptilians, to walk on their stomachs and eat the dust of the earth, which the dust of the earth is humans. Adam and Eve and Lilith are created from the dust of the earth, and they have to eat us to maintain their essence. But they are the actual soldiers, the angels that fell with Lucifer. They're all white. They're all cursed to be white. They're the oldest species now, intergalactic species. They are the fallen angels. They lost their looks and their powers. They're still immortal. Can't really die. There's very few of them on planet. They're all across the galaxy. They're the right-hand man of Lucifer, but their main council and their intergalactic council and home base is under the Libyan desert, about a mile in the Moab desert, Mojave desert, the Moab desert, yeah. And that's where their home base is. And they're the ones that run our government, and definitely our alphabet agencies, our military divisions such as Navy, Army, and they also run our secret space program. All the humans they use in all these programs across the world, Japanese, German, all of them, you have to be an Rh negative bloodline. You have to have that blue bloodline in order to even be considered to be a participant or a soldier in one of these programs. They go back, everything's based on DNA and bloodlines, to see how far you get, especially intergalactic. Doesn't matter if you're Japanese, German, or American, you have to be of those bloodlines in order to even be considered to participate in these special programs. They've been going on for almost 100 years. The Nazis were the first country to actually go intergalactic. They have numerous different factions in the galaxy. Their home base is in Antarctica. They work with the tall whites and tall grays. And we work for the reptilians, which are two totally different factions. They're the most evil factions of the same coin, two different sides of the same coin that Lucifer owns and maintains. The tall whites and gray faction are the beast system that's coming, and the old harlot system that's going to be decimated and destroyed is the reptilian regime, which is the US. That is why China and Russia and Iran destroy the U.S. because they had to destroy the reptilian faction, which our military is ran and operated through the Draco reptilians. The new out with the old, in with the new. That's pretty much what's going on. This lady asked me how I get all my knowledge. Two people that I really listened to for about a decade now is Carrie Cassidy on Project Camelot. She's been scrubbed a lot off YouTube. You can find a lot of her stuff on Rumble and on the internet. She has so much knowledge, it's unbelievable. I disagree with a lot of her stuff, but she's got about 80% truth with 20% falsehoods. She does not believe in the true Jesus Christ, Yasha. She believes in Christ consciousness and all that new age bullcrap. So she's been poisoned. I don't know if she's a psyop or not, but she's worth listening to, and she's got nuggets of knowledge. You have to ask Christ for discernment, eyes seen, ears to hear, and you have to make your own discernment, what's real and what's not. And you have to cross-reference her and what she says, because every show she does, it's a different topic, a different person she interviews. Her main interviews are participants and the people that started the secret space program, and it's very interesting, highly detailed. She speaks, she asks the real questions. The only problem with her, she talks too much. She doesn't let her guests really get in and get to the meat of the situation. I don't know if that's on purpose or she just can't shut up sometimes, but check out Project Camelot, Carrie Cassidy. Another one's James Rink, the Super Soldier Talk or whatever website. It's a YouTube channel. James Rink runs it, R-I-N-K. He was a super soldier, a 25 and back program. A lot of these blue blood RH negative people go to space programs for 25 years and work in that program, and then they're sent back in time with their memories erased, sent back to Earth to live out the rest of their lives after they use them like pawns in a chess game. They torture them and do satanic rituals on them, and it unlocks their spiritual energy and unlocks their super abilities, because they have to use a cheat code in order to get God's gifts out of them. It pretty much opens their mainframe of their brain to like 60 to 80%. Then it unlocks their spiritual gifts that God gave them, because every person has different spiritual gifts, and it turns them into super soldiers. Each super soldier has their own specialty that these evil super space programs use to maximize the output of that individual and use them like a pet, and then they send them back home. Most of the time they just keep using them and clearing their memories. But a lot of these people are on planet Earth now. They're done with the program and they wipe their minds, but as soon as the veil's lifted, they're going to be pretty much overtaken by demonic entities, and they're going to be a free-for-all for legions of demons to go into, and it's going to activate their gifts, their God-given gifts or Luciferian gifts, and they're going to be a menace to Christians on earth during the Great Tribulation. It's going to be a nightmare. These people can run through brick walls, like I said. They can control the elements of earth. They can teleport. They're telepathic. They do telekinesis. I mean, they got every trade you can think of. Like if you've seen X-Men or Avengers or any comic book series or movie, that's real life, guys. You're going to start seeing that in the Great Tribulation. You're going to see superhero-like demons in real life, or monsters, galactic monsters all across the cosmos come to Earth and fight. You're going to see incredible Hulk-looking races, green races that are indestructible and they're full of rage. You're going to see Wolverine-like entities. You're going to see Freddy Krueger-like entities, Captain America, Spider-Man, very popular Marvel comic book character. He's actually a demon in hell, and he's going to be, there are a bunch of them. They're like spiders. They're like, you lay eggs and there's millions of them. You're going to see Spider-Man looking entities, and they're going to be roaming the earth, causing destruction and death among the masses. And the only thing that can really stop these things are the 104,000. They're going to be the superheroes of God. It's just going to be like a Marvel movie or comic book or X-Men. You're just going to see massive wars with these superhuman entities, good and bad, fight, and it's going to cause a lot of collateral damage and death of the masses of normal humans. If you're 104,000, by this time you're pretty much aware of it. You know, a lot of people that come to my channel are 104,000. One of my main jobs when I was brought back from death back to life by Christ was to awaken and give instructions to these few people, women and men. It's not all men, it's women as well. Believe it or not, it might be even more women than men. I've seen many women being 104,000. A lot of them are the leaders because they're ran like a military, very organized. Like there's generals, captains, sergeants, and keep going down. And that's how the 104,000s ran. The two witnesses are of course the generals, and Christ himself is going to give instructions to 104,000. But each one of them are going to have their specialties as well. 104,000 of course are quite strong, indestructible, and a lot of these super soldiers and creatures coming from portals opened by CERN. When Apollyon gets the key to open up the abyss, to unlock it, they're actually unlocking a portal through the technology of CERN, and it's going to open the gates of the portal to hell, and it's going to unleash all these creatures, these real life demons. And the demons walking amongst us now in the fifth dimension, they can be right next to you now whispering in your ear. The veil's going to be lifted and they're going to be physical. They can actually hurt you from there on out, physically, mentally, telepathically, you name it. And a lot of these super soldiers, the Luciferian ones, are running these secret space programs. And each country has their own way of creating these super soldiers. Germany's probably the most ruthless. They don't have much humanity left in them. They're very cold. They have no empathy, sympathy. They're run really tight, almost like a reptilian faction. Only the strong survive, the weak are killed. And there's so many different factions of German SSP ships, motherships, and ships all across the galaxy. And one of them is called Kruger. Another one's called Monarch. They're very ruthless. They're very high tech, and they can compete with the reptilians, tall grays, all of them. They're in the league, the same league as them. They have the technology, just as much technology as a lot of these factions of aliens. I call them dimensional beings, and they fight them all the time. The Japanese are very high tech. They are very honorable. The least amount of knowledge of the SSP faction is the Japanese. I don't know much about them. I just know that they're very high tech, and they're ran like a Swiss watch, fine-tuned machine. And they're by far the most high tech out of the groups. The Americans are right behind the Germans. There's different sects of American special space programs. There's an Air Force one, a Marines one, Army one. They all have their own special compartmentalized technology, and they all work in their own divisions. People have to understand that the U.S. government, especially our military, is so divided at this point. Some are pro-Trump, some are pro-Obama. It's one or the other. And our military is divided down the middle. And it's going to cause a lot of chaos, and it's going to mean the fall of our country, because the House Divide is going to fall. And we're at the weakest we ever been at this moment. There's a lot of factions of our military that are just mercenaries, and they don't care about this earth. They definitely aren't Christian. Everyone that's of any power in the military, or actually in this world, because the world's owned by Lucifer at this given point until Christ's return. You have to be Rh negative bloodline to have any power whatsoever, or wealth, true wealth. and that goes on for the military as well. You know, our military is the most evil military in the world, not galaxy, but world at this point. We're just rotted from the inside out. That's why our empire is going to fall and it's never going to come back. The American people know that our country was built on Luciferian rituals and beliefs. All of our forefathers that everyone praises and look up to, they were all Luciferian Freemasons. That you had to be in the club and even be in the parties. They did a lot of child sacrifice, a lot of child harvesting, and you had to be in the club and prove yourself before you could be one of those forefathers or anyone of any significant power back in those days of our country. I mean, look at Washington from an aerial view. It's a damn pentagram. You know, you see the Washington Monument. That's the penis of the dragon. You know, it's just everything about Washington and all of our first forefather built cities are all Luciferian rituals. And they're just giant altars to Baal and all the Canaanites. That's all it is. And the Freemasons, of course, worship a tall gray. And the tall grays, of course, were birthed into reality by Solomon and Lilith. Solomon is the father of Freemasonry. His books of witchcraft and spells and hexes is used to this day by the Illuminati and the Illuminati bloodlines. He was able to control a bunch of demons, legions of demons and spirits through a reign of power and spells and hexes, and they prolonged that practice through Freemasonry and other sects of witchcraft through witches and warlocks. And Solomon's always the father of witchcraft. And it's sad because a lot of people, Christians especially, believe Solomon is this righteous man that that's in heaven, and he is not. He is in hell. He's rightfully in hell. God gave him the most wisdom of any man could ever possess, and he, at the end of his life, the last 10 years, 15 years of his life, he went to witchcraft and married all these women and had these concubines that were into witchcraft and a worship of little g deity gods through his wives and a lot of his priests and stuff. And he spit in God's face at the end of his life, and he's paying for it now. It's sad. With great power comes great responsibility. That's why a lot of these 104,000 are put through the ringer as kids all the way up to adulthood, and their whole lives they have hard lives. Lucifer knows who they are. He's been trying to kill them or stop them from fulfilling their destiny through trials and tribulations all throughout their life. And we've been protected from through angels and God himself and the blood and the Holy Spirit. So we can't fall to the demise of Lucifer, and we fulfill our destinies as 104,000. We have to stay alive until the rapture so we can go up with the elect and come back down. All of them go up, half come back down as 104,000, men and women. And it's going to be a spectacle to behold, watching these fights of the 104,000 and these Luciferian super soldiers. It's going to be wars like you've never seen. It's going to be a lot of collateral damage, a lot of death and destruction, but it has to be this way. If it wasn't for the 104,000, no one would survive what's coming. With the help of them and the two witnesses, some souls are saved so they can live throughout the millennial reign and start reproducing and building a new age of man and women. So these secret space programs are very top secret. Trump decided to make them public. He took all the credit for producing and starting these organizations when they've already been started. They started in the late 30s. Germans even started in the late 20s. The Germans have had technology far surpassing even the technology that we're using now since the 20s. They've known about portals because portals are the key to everything. People don't fly spaceships to Mars. That's stupid. Or the moon, for that matter. They go through portals. They're almost instantaneously there. Or if it's very far, it can take up to 20 minutes through the portal. But it literally bends space, like Einstein said. It overlaps like a paper being bent, and the 2 points overlap each other. That's what portals do. And there's so many portals in this earth, it's insane. And the main portals above the North and South Pole are actually protected by angels, cherub angels, or cherubim, I forget. And they're protected by these angels so no one can get in and out without authorization of the Most High and his council. Unfortunately, Lucifer knows loopholes, and he knows portals all throughout the world. A lot of them lay in the Middle East, because that was the base where Lucifer first made base, in Persia, around Iran and Iraq. That's where he started his first civilization on Earth, and that's the area that he started when he went into the Garden of Eden and caused the downfall of Adam and Eve and Lilith. He started his first civilization around Iraq. So that's why I always say the Chinese and the Indians were the first races on the planet, because they were the races of Lucifer and Eve, and Lucifer and Lilith. Lilith had almond eyes, so she started all the Asian races, the almond eye races. She started, and then, because they're the oldest, and then the second oldest are the Indians, and that's what Lucifer and Eve created. And Cain and Abel, like I said last video, Cain was the first child supposedly of Adam and Eve with Abel, but actually Cain was the child of Lucifer and Eve, and Abel was the son of Adam and Eve. Like I said, Cain's bloodline is the serpent bloodline, the serpent seed, and God's seed of man, is Adam. And the Rh negative blood is Cain, and all the other bloodlines, true bloodlines, like us, are of Abel. In order to be an Illuminati or secret space program, any CIA, alphabet agency, across any government, you have to be Rh negative blood. You have to have the blood of Cain. Cain is the father of most Luciferian religions, and it's for a reason, guys. I hope everyone's connecting these dots, because every video I do is very systematic, and I know I talk off the top of my head, but I'm talking through the Holy Spirit. So really, he tells me what to say. I open a file cabinet and I pull out a manila folder, and he tells me what to say for the day. He's like, let's talk about the secret space program. Another reason why I'm talking about the secret space program is there's going to be a project called Project Bluebeam, through Project Blue Book, I believe. And what that is there's going to be an alien invasion that's going to be fake. We're going to use the technology of every government around the world, because everyone has anti-gravity spaceships that are far higher technologically advanced than any 6th generation fighter jet or any type of technology we have in the air by like 1,000 years. And we've had this technology for a long time. One of our spaceships is called Aurora. It's like a triangular shaped craft. It's anti-gravity, and it is super fast. It moves just like that Tic Tac UFO in that video across CNN, MSNBC. Those Tic Tac spaceships are US made. And the ones shown over Arizona that one day and saw by tens of thousands of people, those were US aircraft. That's why there was no fighter jets or military that interacted or shot them down, because there are aircraft. While we shoot down our most advanced and expensive aircrafts there are. We make all these 6th generation jets and all this technology from the military now. It's all a joke. It's all fake. It's a way for them to launder taxpayers' money to be put in real projects like Black Book projects, like Aurora and underground cities all across the country. That's where the real money goes. That's where the real taxpayer money goes. And they launder money through, you know, spending $10,000 on a pencil in the Army division of the military, and that's what they charge for, like a notebook or a pencil, so they can really use the $9,999 on an underground city or anti-gravity spaceship or a neutron bomb. Because we have bombs and missiles that are so advanced that when World War III starts, guys, you're going to see a huge jump in technology, from everything from phones to military equipment to just technology as a whole, public and military use. We're going to see like a 100-year jump at least. Some things are going to be like a 1,000-year jump. It's like we went into a whole nother world. They got bombs that can literally blow up the whole East Coast, and they can blow up like pretty much a 100-mile radius with one bomb. They have bombs that can actually blow up and they'll kill all organic life in like a 2-mile radius. And every piece of equipment or building or anything that's not organic is untouched. It's called a neutron bomb. That's what they're going to use in a lot of our cities, in our military installations, so they can use our infrastructure and not destroy it, so they can use it for their own good and their use, like the Chinese and Russians and Iranians when they come in and take over our country. A lot of people are going to be scared because they think the Project Bluebeam is actually aliens, which don't be fooled. Some spaceships in the sky are going to be actual aliens, and they're going to beam people up, and they're going to take them off planet or back to their bases underground, and they're going to eat and harvest them. And it's going to be a free-for-all for every alien race at that time. But most of the ships that are going to do the destruction and the killing are actually going to be man-made UFOs and technology. The ones that are beaming up people, they're actually going to be the aliens stealing us, and they're going to blame the Project Bluebeam as the reason why we were taken in the rapture. There's been numerous dreams of people and visions saying the same thing. Every news channel and every politician and anyone of any clout is going to say we were not raptured, that we were taken by aliens, and we have to unite under one world government and one world military to fight intergalactic enemies. That's what they're going to say. And that's going to give them the reason to do a one world government and military and to unite and to stop fighting from World War III and all civil wars in every country, because humanity is going to stand up against the politicians and the governments, and it's going to start civil wars in every country, especially the U.S. The civil war in the U.S. starts all the revolting and everywhere else. We're going to ignite the powder keg, and the only way it's going to stop all these invasions and wars and all this killing is from Project Bluebeam, and it's going to unify the people under one world leader called the Antichrist. That's how this is all going to work, guys. And then the aliens are going to come down, and then they're going to take over humanity. They're going to be our friends and our gods, and they're going to be worshipped. Then all of a sudden they're going to turn on us and attack us again at full control of us. All they are demonic entities inside meat suits and alien suits. All aliens are fallen angels, or the children, great-great-grandchildren of the fallen angels, or the children of Lucifer and Lilith, Lucifer and Eve, and they've come to this earth to harvest and eat us and to take over the diamond of all of the universe, the most sought-after planet in all the universe, Earth, God's footstool. We're the only race created after the image of God. We are the most sought after species in the universe. Our DNA is priceless to every alien race or extraterrestrial race. And it's the most tradable item in the universe is our DNA. DNA is the most valuable thing in the universe. Our blood is priceless. Our DNA is priceless. We are the DNA of God himself. Why wouldn't an alien Luciferian race not want our DNA and to merge with us and make hybrids? That's why I always say there's hybrids all amongst us. 1 out of every 4 people is a real human being. The other 3 were either organic android, alien hybrid, or just a demon in a clone meat suit. That's all they are. And they're all amongst us. They could be your best friend, your daughter, your grandmother. You never know. You got to ask God for discernment and truth in all things, and he will give you eyes to see and ears to hear. As soon as you put these goggles on, guys, and strap up for this roller coaster ride, you can't get off. You can't take off your goggles. It's a curse and a blessing at the same time. I hope you learned a lot from today. I wish everyone a great week. And Jesus is knocking. It's time to answer.